Hello. Two people resubscribe balls away. We're exiting host mode now, so probably did something real funky to you guys. How are y'all doing tonight? Today, I should say. Tilda's been working some crazy hours recently, like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And tonight's like the first night in a while that she has she's getting off at 6 and then she doesn't have to go in until late the next day. So I was like, you know what, let's stream now. So that way she doesn't have to be kept up by me yelling over metal tracks. Sounds good? I get to do what I want to do. She gets to sleep. Y'all get what you want. Everyone's happy, yeah? For the most part. There are a few people who are going to miss this because it is at a weird hour. So 2 questions. First off, do we do regular Metal Tarot Monday? Or yeah, why don't we do that? I need to work on that metal design that I have. The new emote is out. It's RevStop, and it's I don't know how you're gonna use it. We'll see. But where the fuck is it? Oh god, all the Homestuck animations. So whenever I do one of those animations for any of those things, it just becomes this clusterfuck of things. Do you know what I mean? Probably not, because I didn't actually say what I meant. Anyway, it saves in multiple files. So, recent files that I opened becomes just all of the files for the animation. And it's just totally not usable. Artstream, there we go. Let's put the screen. There we go, that's a little bit better. There's a little bit of black on either side. I will do so. Here's what we had last time. I had to go and watch last time's endings. That way I could figure out what song we were on. And we were just getting started with S&M Metallica. Getting to see a little bit behind the scenes more than I'd like. Try and get this all sorted out. There we go. Alright. Okay. Boom. Hit the screen. There you go. That's good. So, last time we were doing the Hangman. And, before we get started with S&M, I figured why don't we get started with, S&M is Symphony and Metallica, for those of you that don't know. It's a good album, and it was one of my favorites growing up before I had, better taste in metal. Why does it look like his face is melting? Because that's fucking metal. And I need to scan in what I did for you, ad text. It's done, but boop, boop, there it is. All right, so before we do that, for the first time in 64 years, it is the closest to the doomsday clock hitting midnight that has ever been. So I figured it's fitting to do 2 minutes to midnight by Iron Maiden. It's at 2.5 minutes, which is not quite as good of a song as 2 minutes to midnight. But the doomsday clock is a clock done by scientists to let you know that it's how fucked up is the world, how long will it take for things to just go shit? And I don't know why they did it. It's sort of like the terrorist watch list, it's an orange day or whatever, terrorist levels are high. Fucking whatever, Here's this. Iron Maiden, 2 minutes to midnight. We can find a better version than that. Fuck that. Let's use the official Iron Maiden site. Or page. There we go. Alright, let's figure out what we're doing as well. Pick a random card using the random tarot card picker that we've got. Wands. Alright, where are we on wands? Alright, we are on the 3 of Wands, and it says the 3 of Wands. Let me pull out my little booklet that tells me what the 3 of Wands means. There we go. The Three of Wands. Let's see. Here it is. Time to pursue a new direction in life. New paths are opening up. If you go down it, you will bring positive things to your life. Let's see what the original drawing looked like. Sorry, I gotta do my research before we start doing one of these. This is such a good song, too. Highly recommend that you look it up. It's not on any of the lists. And we'll go back into the list that we were doing for those of you on After Hours. But you can find 2 minutes to midnight. Just fucking look it up. You'll find it. It's a good song. Okay, so it's like a guy standing and he's got 3 wands. It's like a calm, stately personage. Wow, alright. A strong, stately personage is got his back turned, overlooking a cliff with ships passing in the sea. Okay. I don't know what kind of internet you've got on your phone that you can watch this while you're driving. Alright, cool. Let's do this. So the 2 of wands was this. And I kind of think that needs a little bit of work, but I like the overall concept. I haven't heard of that, Zimtard. Draw a Waluigi. I mean, we're not doing, like, commissions today. We're doing, I mean, you can always commission me, but not with bits. If you commission me with bits, I get in trouble, so. Oh, let's just, let's turn the stabilizer down while we're doing this. And we also need to figure out what we're doing. So we're going to use the orange. Alright, so I kind of like the idea that they have for the original one, where it's just him facing away from the viewer. But we'll make it more metal. How would one commission you? There's a thing that floats by in chat every now and then from Moobot, and it's a link to a Tumblr post that I made. Hopefully it'll come back up here in a second. I don't know what to do with these wands, or these staves, as they are in our suit. They're like that, but I don't know as if I want him, like, just standing there. Hey, Banana God. Iron Maiden is a good band. I don't think anyone's gonna really disagree with me on that one. How do you get in trouble if someone commissions you with bits? It's against the rules of conduct on Twitch for whatever reason. I'm just gonna let it be a thing. If they say don't, then I'm like, alright, fine then. What paint tool am I using? I am using Paint Tool Psi. And then he's got his horns, because they're all wearing like bullhead skulls. A wand in each hand and one in his mouth. Like Ronora Zoro or whatever his name is from One Piece. Nah. Paint Tool Psi is good. It's about $30, give or take. Really not feeling this. I need to turn that off with Moobot. Also, if you have a band that you'd like me to listen to, like either one that you like personally or one that that you're in, send me a fucking link. Like, email it to me or send it to me on Twitter, whatever. And that way I know some new stuff, because I'd like it to get to the point where we're not using like music that I have to like link people out elsewhere. I honestly don't know what to do with this one, you know? Because, like, what is he looking out? Like, in the original, he's looking out to sea so that he can see these boats, and the boats are doing shit, and he's like, maybe I should go sailing. Um, I think I will publish this eventually, but I'm not going to worry about that until after we get everything done. Oh, let's not listen to Fear of the Dark. So now we're going to go over to the metal albums playlist. So that's on the Vinesauce, or the Rev YouTube, just the main one. Yeah. If you go into the playlist, you should find metal albums. It's near the top. And go and pause this. Make sure you're at the same point as I am if you're watching on After Hours. If you're watching live, you don't have to do shit. And I'm going to count down. 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. And that way, we don't have copyrighted music on it. But we still get to listen to good music. I made the mistake of not doing that last time, and one of these days it's going to get me in trouble. So this is from a concert they did with the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra, I believe it was. And I think Death Clock did like a, I don't know what the fuck to do with this. Should try Glass Animals or Arion. I haven't heard either of those. Try Red Vox. I mean, it's not a bad start. I'm just not sure what to do with the back of the skull. Have I ever gotten a copyright strike before? I've had claims, but a claim is different than a strike. A strike is like it permanently affects your account. A claim is like someone says they own this, which is something that Axis does. And then legitimate people, like if there's music in a game, like Grand Theft Auto, the music in the game will set it off. And I can either say, yep, that's copyrighted, or I can say, no, that's not what that is, or I can just edit it out, which is what I'm doing right now. Wow, that needs to not be there. All right, so let's find a cow skull, because I don't know what the fuck they look like, apparently. And I don't know what they look like from the back. And should it be like where there's like a cowl in the back? What do you guys think? Is it copyrighted if... Yeah, I don't own the rights. Like, you don't even own the rights to own a thing that you buy on something like iTunes. We don't own most of the shit we own nowadays because of how those licenses are. But even if we did, that's not how copyright law works. This is a pretty strong album. He's getting over his yodeling in this album. He still does it a little bit, but it's not too bad. Maybe it should be like a hood, you know, and he's got the cow skull on as well. I need to buy a cow skull. I just need to get one. I'll get one when I've got a little bit more money floating around. Okay, I need to somehow inform that there's a face and it's not like some weird necked creature. And we need to... I think I might just copy the original one. How about having a guy raising his head? Yeah, it could be. I think we could do more or less that. Like, there could be like a legion of undead out there. But that seems like he's in control. This one's more about him not being in control and considering other paths. Maybe it should be like someone being led into this coven. Yeah? How about... Let's try this again. Let's start over. Sorry about that. Let's start it with, what if we have, like, a guy here, and he's standing, and he's got his staff. Very sketchy. Bump. Heads here. Bump. Down just a bit more. Shoulders are here. And he's got his staff as well. And then we can have like the altar here. And we can have kind of what you were talking about, but a little bit different. So that way it looks like someone's making a new decision. And this arm is a little bit longer than the other one, which is wrong, but what's the general concept behind this one? This is the Three of Wands, and it's about accepting a new decision or a new path in your life. So we can have someone who's joining this cult. Hey, Hyper Bobcat. Wanted to make sure I got your name right. I mean, if it's like Inch of the Coven by Merciful Fate, the person would be naked and sitting in a circle, but that's Add a severed head on the altar, maybe. Let's see what the altar looks like once we get around to that. I do think we need to have like a sconce or something here. Maybe some like skulls holding eyes, or like yeah, I think we're getting somewhere. This is a little bit better than what we had before, because what we had before was just like a direct copy of whatever. So we're just kind of sketching stuff out, and then we can have another layer on top of this, and then sketch on top of this until it looks good. Obviously, this is your first time here. We're doing metal tarot cards, so there's a very specific style associated with, especially like black metal and war metal, that we're kind of imitating here. Death metal does it some as well. And we're kind of copying that in order to do this art style with this matched up with the We Are Number One theme. Okay. Hey, Fallout. Okay, yeah. I think this is good enough that we can start drawing an actual thing now. But yeah, it is the Three of Wands. We're doing staves instead. It's kind of, it could be clubs or staves or wands, whatever. It depends on the suit itself. We're doing this one because that's what we want to do. All right, so let's zoom in a bit rather than trying to do this all weird out there. And I pulled up a reference over on the side. So that way it's not as bad. Would Paint Tool Sci be better than Photoshop? Photoshop and Paint Tool Sci are used for completely different purposes. Photoshop is better for like manipulating images or stuff like that. Paint Tool Sci is better for like traditional art sort of looking stuff like this. Photoshop isn't very good at this. It doesn't have a lot of the features that I would want from it. So, plus Photoshop's a lot more expensive. And our lines are a little bit thicker than we should. I think Five Magics is on this playlist at some point. I'm not sure. Also, I'm going to have to bail at like 5:30 today. I mean, it's not wrong if it works for you, dude. There's no such thing as wrong as far as like what tool you like. Like, I like using Sharpies, and Sharpies are like not a high art tool. But you know what? It gets the fucking job done. So can you get the job done using Photoshop? If so, then it doesn't matter. And I think I might clone this one and then edit it up a little bit for the other side. I should have warmed up a bit. Oh, can I ask you guys a question? What are some podcasts that you guys listen to? Because I was working out earlier today, which is kind of I don't know. I realized that probably the reason my joints have been killing me recently is because I've been sitting on my ass too much and they're getting all frail and shit. So it's like, you know what? Rather than just accepting that my life is hell, let me do something about it. So I went and worked out for a bit today. It was nothing like major. It was not like I'm gonna get shredded from this. It was like a 30-minute walk on a treadmill. But I listened to Robot Congress, which is really interesting stuff and really pertinent to my interests as a YouTuber, because they talk about like it's with Ryan Morrison, who's like known as like the video game attorney. So he helps. He's part of FUPA. If that sounds familiar to you at all. Blech, I cannot speak today. I'm very sorry. Adventure Zone. I'm looking for something that's like kind of like that, where it's like I feel like I'm getting smarter. It doesn't matter if it's like really good information or not. Just as long as it's like something interesting. You know, I like that kind of stuff. I'm getting old. I like listening to NPR. But I don't really want to listen to the news because let's face it, the news is fucking depressing most of the time. And you know, I have to be in the right mood for it. I do read the news on a daily basis on my phone using the news app. And that's good for me, because it's important to stay like on top of shit, know what's going on, but like to integrate it completely into your life that you don't have anything else going on is really bad for your health mentally. Radiolab. What is Radiolab? That sounds familiar. So does Adventure Zone. Vsauce is not a bad choice either. Obviously, I know about them because everyone's like, wait, Vinesauce? Is that Vsauce? Is that what you mean? No, it's not what we mean. They're pretty good. They're sort of like PBS for adults. You know, all that stuff like Bill Nye. How old am I right now? 28 going on 29 this month. Well, next month anyway. Yeah, that's what the news is nowadays. It feels like just in 3 kittens died in a fucking fire. It's like, oh great, thanks. I feel great now. I just wanted to know whether or not I was gonna get killed today. You know, I want to know whether or not like basic things that affect my life are good. Okay, good. Okay. Wow, coffee has not hit me yet. So yeah. Sleepy Cabin, Adventure Zone. How did this get made? Huh. I think I've heard of How Did This Get Made. I think they did one on something. Fuck. That's not good information. They did something that I was interested in. It was like The Room or something like that. I'm not really sure how the robe's going to go yet, so we're going to kind of just sketch it in. I know we have like a sketch layer just under this, but let's build up from there. The McElroy brothers. Someone said that they thought my humor was like a combination of them and a couple other people I didn't know. Oh, hey, Dalla. Yeah, we're just doing a little bit of art. You know, I might have to look up someone wearing a robe because I don't think I can draw it without a reference. Like, what the fuck does a robe look like? This is the Three of Wands. Like, how about like cultist robe? You know, give me something really. All right, a lot of video game shit. Okay, so we got like a good one has like this little like shawl thing. Nah, dude, it's good. It's good. And I haven't been streaming Metal Tarot art for the last couple of weeks. I have to be kind of in the right mood for it. And you know, if I'm all stressed out about something, I don't really want to bring that to the stream. Cause unlike a normal stream where I can let the game kind of, I'm gonna turn it down just a bit. I don't know about y'all, but it's really loud on my end. Um, if I'm stressing out about something, then I really can't focus on what I'm doing, and I have to be talking about whatever's stressing me out in my life, and that's like not good streaming. You guys don't need to know or really care what's going on in my life as far as like shitty things, so I don't really want to bring that to stream. And normally with like a video game, I can kind of like go around it. Um, I don't think I would replace the old canon of tarot cards. People have done that before, and they always end up being really tacky. I like the canon tarot cards. You know, I feel like they've got everything, and it's a good enough set, and they're iconic, and people know what they are. Can you make flash games with a program? Yeah, you can. I think you can use. There's some version of Flash that allows you to do that. I think they all do, but I don't know enough about it to really instruct you on where to go or what to do. All right, and then this arm is like this, and he's. We might have to have him. Ah, fuck. We kind of put him too far to the side, didn't we? Okay, so his arm goes down like that, and then it comes up like this, which means that he's probably losing his robe right about here. Like it slipped down his arm a bit because gravity exists. So anyway, my point is that like there are times that I don't want to stream this because it's like with video games I can just let the video game talk some and just let that happen. But if it's like for this, I'm kind of just on my own versus the music and what's going on with my art. So that's like so much of my own personality being thrown into it. And that can be, you know, if I'm not in a good mood, that can show up and it's not good. I want to get good enough at music that I can have a crowd chant my songs. You know what I mean? I've made him very short. Yeah, it's a good stream for interacting with chat, but you know, if like there's heavy shit going down in my life, I'd rather not bring it up. Cuz people come here to relax, you know? They come to stream to like have a good time. And I understand that. That's what being an entertainer is being entertaining. Yeah, there's like oracle cards and stuff like that. This cult is accepting of people of all heights. Let's let's just make him tall and then we'll fix where he is in the thing. We'll resize him. Well, with flash game streams it gets pretty crazy, but this is it's not quite as popular as flash game streams, but it's one of the I don't know, I wouldn't say it's one of the more popular. It's fairly popular. It's more popular than I thought because people have been complaining that it's been gone. Not so much with like Skyrim and stuff. Like some of that, but like I'm looking at the numbers on like the Skyrim streams on After Hours and like 700 views versus like 1,000 for Raft or whatever. It's like Raft has no content. People are more willing to watch it than, maybe it's just because I get to talk more and I get interrupted less by the NPCs, but I don't know. Point is that I need to be able to like have more room. I am taking commissions still. There's one person in line that I need to contact as soon as I send ADX his thing. I'll probably do that directly after the stream. Because it's done. I really like what the symphony did with these songs. Like, they really pulled out a little bit more out of the song than there is normally. I think this is one of the first albums I ever really listened to by myself in the car. And like in the car, I'll fucking belt out songs all day and night, but like I don't think even Tilda knows what I sound like when I sing. Like I get skittish singing in front of other people. I've talked about this before, but I don't know, I'm weird. It's probably a bad thing that I've been a singer in a few bands, but you know, they gain my trust enough that I can, and then ironically I didn't notice that everyone can get noticed in my chat, yes. Used to love this song. It's a little bit. I hope you like female characters. Well, you know, I mean, I can't really draw porn because there's restrictions on what PayPal will allow, but if it's not porn, then I'm fine with it. All right, and then let's give him a hand. I feel like he came out pretty damn good. If we put some like folds in his robe and stuff, I'm good. And I think his robe can go down a little bit farther, so that way it's like hiding his hand a bit more. What about sexually suggestive? I'm not sure where their line is, and if they find out that it's like sexually suggestive, they might ban my PayPal, which would be unfortunate because I use it. I can't draw furry shit for the most part. That's more of just like me not being able to draw furry shit. Someone asked if I could for him, and I looked into it. Like I tried to draw it, and I'm like, I don't. Why does Rev think that female equals porn immediately? Because I know you guys. Let's be real. Can I draw boobs? There you go. I'm gonna get banned on Twitch now. Unless. See? It was fine the entire time. Don't want to get banned on Twitch, so it wasn't boobs. It was a fake out. Or was it tits? We will never know. Yeah, I talked about the whole donkey thing on the major minor video, which I should probably do more speed runs. People have been encouraging me to do ASMR on Counter-Strike Go, but I think it's just because they like my voice. The audio codec bleh, for CSGO must be really good because you know you can have a really nice mic, but like you know if the codec is shit, then it doesn't matter. Let me look at my hand because I've forgotten what hands look like for a second. Oh, cool. That's very convenient. All right, so we need to draw. And this is like a lot sketchier than I would like normally. Like I'd like to when you're drawing, it's better to let me see if I can I'm going to scoot away from the mic for a second, but it's better to draw with your fucking arm rather than your... So, when you draw with, you can draw with your fingers like this. And then you can draw with your wrist, so you can do this. Or you can draw with your arm and you can do this. And I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but look at the smoothness of, like... That's with my fingers and my wrists, and then I can do the same line with, I don't think that makes any sense. Yeah, I mean, here's the deal. If you have hands, which a majority of people on Earth, I feel like, have hands. There's some people who have disabilities or wherever, or they lost their hand. You have a reference point for how to draw hands. So it's like, I forgot how to draw a hand right. So you know what I'm doing right now? I am drawing my own hand. I've got my line for the knuckles, and we kind of like sketch it out a bit. But draw with your elbow. Draw with your elbow more. Try and get into that. If you're drawing, because that will help you improve as an artist. If you're all crunched up like I am right now, because I've got to get close to the mic, it's gonna fuck up the way you draw. I'm going to get rid of this line here in a second, but I'm just using it to kind of... And then we smooth off the ends of these a little bit. And we need to kind of know where the knuckles are. It would probably be better for me to not have that on the same layer. And I'm not doing a terribly great job, and I just erased some of the wrong line. But you know what? We'll fix it. And he's got a little bit of yaoi hands going, so we need to, like, shorten his hands just a bit. It's like... God, I don't know if I can draw hands today. Normally I have no problem with this, but today I'm just fucking up, so whatever. God, I haven't heard this song in a while. So this one's about Cthulhu, if you're not aware. It's called Call of the Cthulhu. They spell it with a K because they've got to be different. You know what? Let's not fucking draw his hand right now. We'll come back to that later. That's another trick of drawing. Don't try and do it all. Like, if you can't draw it, if you're having some trouble, come back to it. You know, you don't have to do everything at the same time. That hand's a little fucked. The rest of him's okay. Let me get... I need like a piece of cloth. We're going to do the Kleenex thing again. So I pulled out a Kleenex. It's right next to my desk. I'm going to just kind of mess it up a little bit so that way there's some folds in it and stuff. And then we can copy those folds when we add it to this. You could use... It would be better to use whatever actual material you're pretending to draw. Like this guy, he's probably got like a cloth robe. Something really simple. So I've kind of laid it out flat after crumpling it up, so it's got some folds in it. And we got some interesting ones. We got this one here. We might want to do everything else first and then come back and fix up robes and stuff. Why don't we do that? What's this cult being into aside from, I don't know, we haven't really worked it out. We haven't gotten that far into the this coven, but the comfy wizard cult is pretty good. All right, so we're going to copy, redo that. I'm just not having a great day as far as art goes. It fucking happens to me a lot, and it's because I don't practice as much as I should. We're going to mess him up a little bit so he looks different. But because I don't feel ultra confident in the way I'm drawing today, I'm kind of... They're also kind of leaning a little bit. I don't know if you noticed that. All right, so that's a decent enough start to like getting him together, but we do need to make him a little bit different. Like we should probably change up his posture a little bit, and we can do that fairly easily. It happens to all artists, I know, but I feel like it happens to me more when I'm live. It's probably just that like there are people watching, so I'm aware of when I fuck up. Same thing happens with like same thing happens when I'm playing video games. Like, you know, I was playing CS:GO and I was like, yeah, this is going to be great. And then I streamed it and I sucked dick. I'm Gold Nova, but I can't fucking do a damn thing in that game. So we're going to redraw his the head of his staff and his skull. And that way he looks considerably different than his friend. Because not all skulls are the same, you know? Not all skulls are going to look the exact same. So if we kind of draw them differently, it'll be fine. It's not quite right. Actually, I'm going to save this image. And then, a little bit scared about going through my my desktop with this up, but whatever. I don't think there should be anything weird. Shouldn't be any weird porn or anything. There we go. So this is a skull reference that I've got. I'm gonna just edit with GIMP and then flip it horizontally because I can't conceptualize it being flipped. I was using this skull for the other one, but for some reason I'm just like slowly getting worse and worse at art. So, there we go. That's fine. And I don't want to have GIMP open because it's a heavy program relative to just like a random. Yeah, I've still got Roblox installed. I should probably uninstall it because I don't imagine I'm going to be doing that anytime soon. This is a good song. Fuel. All right. I love this song. And it's a very good version of it, too. Very good. So yeah, I was gonna draw his eye socket totally fucking wrong. The only one that so whenever I name something and I post it on Twitter or whatever, I name it something like "Why did you download this?" That way, if someone does save it, I don't know if Twitter changes the name of files, but if someone does download it, then they get this weird file name and they have to question it. I don't always do it, but I do it for things that I'm gonna release. Except for when it comes to screenshots with my phone. Yeah, I'm not really willing to download Flash games. That's a really good way of getting a virus. Unless if it's one that I know who made it and it's like not like Baby Hazel or whatever. Like if someone in chat made one, I'd download it with my laptop and then try it. I use my laptop for all sorts of things that are like, I'm not sure if this is sketchy or not. So I'll download something and then just let hell happen to it. And it's dying. It's fucked. Which is fine because I don't really need a laptop right now. I need something that can like safely test files though. So it's serving a purpose, even if it is fucking up a perfectly decent, otherwise good computer. I'll eventually get it so I just wipe the entire thing, and hopefully that removes whatever demons have been installed onto it at this point. It's definitely got some sort of malware because it runs like ass. But I don't put any would I really trust chat? If it was someone I knew from chat, like if Luigi guy was like, hey, I made this Flash game, I'd be like, all right. Or Mafa, or, you know, Sugar Shock I would probably trust as well. Natalie. I trust you guys not to fuck me over. You've gained my trust enough to try installing something like that. I picked up Tilda's birthday gift yesterday. I hope she fucking likes it. She's either gonna love it or she's gonna hate it. It's gonna be one of the two. And I don't want to tell you guys what it is because there's still a couple of days until her birthday. I'll wait until after her birthday to tell you guys what I got her. And that way no one will like spoil it for her because I don't know. I spent a little bit more than I should have, but I save up for February. February is a really big month for me and Tilda because it's her birthday on the 3rd, then there's Valentine's Day. Then there's my birthday on the 17th, and then there's our anniversary on the 23rd. We're not married, but you know, working on it. Once I can find a steady job. It's I'm taking a bit of a gamble with this one. I trust you, Zim. Like, you're not sending me, like, pornographic stuff. You're sending me, like, horrible Flash games. There's a difference. Although they're horribly pornographic Flash games, but, you know. Is it your ear in a box? I mean, no. And that was after he got in a knife fight with someone. So it was a little bit more romantic than people like to let on, you know? It's like, hey, I would get in a knife fight with someone for you. It's like, aw, that's fucking psychotic. Yeah, some of the stuff that you sent me that I didn't play was like I couldn't for one reason or another. Like I'd already played it, or it wouldn't load without me using or turning off ad block. And it's like I'm not turning off ad block for this fucking website. I'm sorry. I was watching sorry, I keep talking about Counter-Strike, but it's kind of been my like game of choice recently. And I've made his nose a little bit fucked. We're going to have to fix that a bit. I watched the Counter-Strike Internationals or whatever the fuck they were, and Metallica was on it. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, but they were. They had like a random like interlude of them playing. It's like pre-recorded, but it was like, what the fuck, actually? And they played some of the stuff off the new album, and I was like, what does this have to do with Metallica? Yeah, don't worry about it. If money's tight, don't sub. This is Fade to Black off of No, it's The Memory Remains, right? Fucking what the name? What is the name of this song? But this is off of S&M. It's like the third or fourth song. In the original version, they've got like this little old lady going la 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 la. I like this version better. God, this song still fucking rocks. All right, I think that's a little bit better. How does that look in comparison? All right, and it's different. It's a different skull, and we didn't have to redraw everything. It's cheating a bit, but you know what? We need to speed up going through some of these. Um, that little old lady is Marianne Faithful. I'm downloading Construct 2. Okay. I'm down for whatever shitty Flash games you make, though I'd prefer if they were Vinesauce related. Like, really get into the trash. Make a Vinny Foot Doctor game, you know? Oh, someone graduated college? Congrats, dude. It's fucking hell. But it works out. I don't know who that is, to be honest. And I feel like I probably should. Would I play Life of a Sick Man 2? Probably not. I feel like we got what we wanted out of that. Oh, yeah, no. People ask me if I have any regrets with graduating. Actually, they don't ask. They just sort of assume that I have regrets with graduating with an art degree. But you know what? My biggest regret is not fucking doing it first. Lying to myself and saying, you know what, I'll enjoy such and such instead. You know, that's a practical degree. That's a thing that I should do. Um, that's a, that's a more realistic job to take. And it's like, you know what? I fucking hated it. And by the time I got done doing that, I was like, nah. And so when I finally got around to just taking an art degree, I loved it. I enjoyed it. I would have spent less money. I would have spent a considerable amount less money on college had I just done what I would have enjoyed doing rather than something that I was like, you know what, it's okay. I mean, I have like an associate's as well now because of it, but it's like, I don't know. I'm happy with myself right now. I'd like to find a job doing something I love, but you know, I'm doing art, listening to Metallica right now in front of a few hundred people. I'm pretty good. I need to fix what's going on with their legs. It's different. Got to keep my eye on that clock. Oh god, I fucking used to listen to this version when I was playing Guild Wars. Oh my god, I just had like the biggest flashback. That was Guild Wars 1. That was a great game. Oh well. What's the time limit today? I got to bail out of here at 5:30. Animation is rough, dude. I need to get there's this animation program I've heard about. And I need to get into it cuz it sounds good. So should we have the skull where it's like I mean, I'm doing like a really sketchy version right now. Should we do it like this? And then have like a candle on top of it? I gotta remember what the name of this art program is. Hold on. I think we'd all be off better if I did. Give me half a second. I'm gonna BRB this. Today's Chronog game looks good if you like games like Super Meat Boy or whatever. It's different every day, so if you're watching on After Hours, it's gonna be different. But I have 23 new messages on Tumblr. Okay. That's not what I really want to look at right now. Rev art references. I have a couple of secret side blogs for YouTube. Well, I have one on YouTube just so I can watch whatever I want to watch without it being a fucking issue. But I have a couple on Tumblr as well, so that way I can enjoy things. And just, they're not something that I really want people to watch or look at. They're more stuff that I need to have, like, easier access to. So... a lot of stuff. There's some website that I found a little while ago, or some program I heard about that's really good for animation. I'm having a hard time finding it at this point. And I'll just reblog stuff that I like as far as like the way it looks. I can't fucking find it. Oh, here it is. Open Tunes. Is that it? Maybe. I think so. Open Tunes is the thing that was used by Studio Ghibli and Futurama, and it's free and now it's open source. There it is. I need to get into something like that because trying to do it manually, the way I've been doing it, is hell. Like I'm drawing images like we're doing right now. Whenever I do animations for those videos. Open Tunes is pretty steep. As far as, I mean, it's free now. I feel like this is right, this skull. Like, I need to fix up, like, the way it's set up. But, like, we can make this look cool. So... give me half a second. I've got to bust out the skull that I've got lying on my desk and then zoom in on this guy. Get him all good. We can't really flip the skull the same way we did with the guy in the robe. Because the guy in the robe, like, there's a lot of stuff that we just wanted to change as far as, like, most of him, really. But there are parts of him that I didn't. With the skulls... not so much. Like, we're gonna have to draw a separate skull on both sides, so. Is OpenTunes free? According to a Tumblr post I saw, which is about as valid as a Tumblr post ever is, but, you know, don't buy it if it isn't, you know? Like, I don't mind spreading that kind of information that I haven't really verified, because it's like, you know what? Go check. If it's not free, you'll know very quickly, and then you don't pay for it. If it is free, then good. You've been taught something new. The other option with the skull, getting back to what we're drawing, is I can have it where the light is in the skull. Metallica shouldn't do slow jams. I'm sorry, it's weird. I'm going to go top off my coffee as well. There's another one that they used for, like, I think they use it for Star, but you'll have to correct me on that. Star versus the universe, or whatever. Star versus the galaxy. And I'd like to look into whatever that program is. I've seen it. I've seen stuff about it. Then come on back. Alright. Yeah. I think that's the there's some program that they use, and you can kind of see when they use it because it's like the animation looks like it's got anchor points. Do you know what I mean? So instead of it being like, they draw and you've got the one frame and then you got the next, you've got something like I don't know. Here's an Imagine this is someone's fucking arm. I don't know. I'm drawing for like 5 seconds, so we're not going to get ultra detailed. Right, there you go. And then we got another layer right on top of it that's like this. And then you've got your hand, which again, I'm not going to draw ultra detailed. And then they do this number. Can I select the point? Or is that not a thing I can do? Normally you can select the anchor point. But anyway, they go like... They like do this number. They pivot. It's really weird. And they always are at the same angle. I feel like Star does that, and there are a couple other things that do it as well. For some stuff I'd like to use that. Like for I don't know anything about, that might be better. Because it doesn't have to be like the best, It's not really tweening as much as it's like there are these anchor points. Like tweening, like you've got one drawing and then you've got another drawing and it goes in between them. I'm talking like the tween happens by like I guess it is tweening. I don't know. I'm not terribly great at animation if you haven't been able to tell by this point. It's not my forte. I have no traditional training in it. I'm basically just doing it as I figure things out. But like for the next one I want to do, I don't know anything about. I don't really want to do like I'm going to be kind of riffing on some stuff, and if I've got like a really shitty looking animation for it, it's not going to look right. It's not going to be as good. So I don't know. And I'd like to get better at it because it is something that interests me. Later, Lemmingbot. Have a good dinner. I think this is only on this album. I don't think there's another like version of this song. Later, Bobcat. Ugh, gotta get a good stretch in. I did a little bit of working out today. I don't know if I talked about that. I think I did. In fact, I'm pretty sure I did. But I'm going to tell you the rest of the story. I was listening to podcasts while I was doing that, and I don't know. I sit on my ass too much. I don't have a traditional job, and I'm waiting to get one. And you kind of got to wait for calls back. And I'm not going to go down to the gym. They've got like a little workout area here on. This is on Reload. I feel like it's really different on Reload, though. I don't know. No, it's the Ship of Gold or whatever that's got a different version, right? That they haven't done another version of. Laters, dude. I gotta get faster at drawing. It'd probably help if I drew more often. Let's do it like this time. I have to resize this one because I already know I'm drawing it too big. Ecstasy of Gold. Yeah, there you go. That's only on this, right? It's not on any other Metallica album. Not as far as I'm aware, anyway. But me not being aware of something is not the same as it not existing. But anyway, I just did like a 30-minute walk, and it was nice. And I need to get into doing that more because I do feel better. Just like a little walk because I eat like just absolute garbage. And then I feel awful. I don't work out. I eat garbage. And then I sit on my ass all day. And it's like, you know what? I am probably going to get fat like that, or at least really unhealthy. Did something weird here. So, I don't know. I was going to use, like, they have, Natalie referred to it as a dabbing machine. They have one of those. Most of the machines I didn't understand what the fuck they were or what they did. Like, I think it was a leg press machine. That's what I could tell as far as the instructions go on the side of it. And it's just like, I don't know what this is, dude. Let's sketch out some stuff first rather than just trying to draw it straight. Because you have less problems if you try and, if you actually sketch and then build from a sketch, you'll do a little bit better. So I think like 30 minutes a day is something I could easily do, but I'm not going to want to do it unless if I have something to listen to. So I'll try some of the ones you said, like the Adventure Zone, and then I'll listen to more Robot Congress because I'm pretty behind on that. You know what? Let's just restart that one because that does not look good. Because I don't need to be like fucking ripped or anything. There were some hand weights, but then like this woman came in and she actually had like workout equipment on, and like I was wearing jeans because I mean I work out so little that I don't even have equipment for it. Like I don't have shorts. I don't own a single pair of shorts. I live in Texas and all I own is jeans. You know, because I don't know. I don't like shorts. I think they feel weird. Like I know shorts are comfy and whatever, but I don't think so. I think they're weird. Same with like sleep pants. I don't like sleep pants. You know, like I don't know, pajama pants or sweater pants. I just don't like them. How have any tips for drawing shapes in 3D space? I mean, just like perspective lines and all that. You got to have the lighting, right? So I usually draw a little circle, and then I draw like a little cone like this, and that's how I can tell like this is a lamp in my head, right? And it's beaming its light down, so I know like this circle here. It's getting light, so that way right here is going to be bright, and then it's going to be darker as it goes around the sphere. So you want to make sure that it goes darker as you go around the sphere, yada yada. And then I have like one density on this thing going, so I can't really get a lot going. And then if it's on a table or whatever, there's going to be what's called bounce lighting. If you've ever been not directly in a light source, but like have had like a I don't know. It's hard to explain. You'd have to look at something that's on a table next to a candle or something. You'll notice that like even if it's like blocked from the candle, there'll be like maybe a little bit of red or something right here. So it's like it's bouncing off the table, which is somewhat reflective, and hitting the back of it. Anyway, I can't draw for shit today, so I'm not going to be really good at explaining shit, but there you go. Shading is a lot of it. I use an Intuos 5, I think it is. And you know, rather than doing what I'm doing right now, where I'm just trying to draw from scratch, you know, I've got like the orange layer, which is like my sketch layer. So if you're doing this on paper, you use like really light pencil drawing to do the sketch layer, and then you maybe do a little bit more working up from there. And I'd probably for more complex shapes. I mean, you know, I keep references of everything I want to do. Like I have a folder of just reference images and things that I like, and I build up from there. You know what I mean? Um, like I know I want X, Y, or Z component from a drawing, and that helps. You know, having references. So like I've got a literal like plastic Halloween decoration here of a skull. It has a mouth that opens. It's kind of nice. And I'm using it as my reference for this. So that way I don't have to try and figure this out from scratch. Because, you know, Leonardo da Vinci, he didn't do it from scratch. He remembered some of this stuff. But, like, you know, he'd hire people to stand in weird poses for him for hours. And, you know, I take it you're probably like me and you don't have that kind of money. But, there's stuff like Pose Maniacs if you want people. I used to depend on that website pretty heavily. And it's just like anatomically correct 3D people with like their muscles showing, so you can kind of get an idea of how to draw the muscle structure. And that's cool. There's a bunch of websites and stuff that can kind of help you out get some of the basics done. It doesn't matter if it's a skull or an elephant. The way that things look has been really figured out for a long time. You can find out like these old paintings they used to do where like they draw the grid marks as part of the painting, and it would be like, oh, it's just a tile floor, but it's really just like the artist trying to like get the lines right. Really simple one point perspective. I would say there's never an reason to draw something without any sort of reference. Like, even if you're drawing like a cartoon character or whatever, like there's probably some reference you can have, you know? Like, I was using a Kleenex for a reference earlier to get the robes right. Um, for cloth, I'll use Kleenex or like any whatever cloth that I can have around me. It's good to have like basic tools that you know you're going to use. Like, you know, you draw a lot of people in leather or whatever. You should probably have some leather around so you can see how it reacts to light and just get comfortable with it. I think it's probably why I draw so many skulls is because I don't know, I just like the way skulls look, so I pick up all these Halloween decorations of skulls and then they're round and hey mage. And I draw them because there's something that's available. Same with hands. Cute animals. You draw what you like and have references for. All right, so should this be hung up like this, where there's like a string going under it? God, there used to be this club. I think it's still there, and swung by there once, and there was this guy and his gal, and the guy was wearing a dog collar. It's kind of awkward because I just wanted to go see like a concert or whatever, but like he and his gal were like hanging around, and he was barking, and it was weird. He was running up to gals and humping their legs, and she was laughing, and everyone else was really uncomfortable. Um, I don't know where I was going with this story. I think we were talking about leather and weird things with leather. Um, it's good to have like references for whatever you end up wanting to draw rather than trying to figure it out on the fly. Not furries, just people that are into leather. Like if you got a kink, that's fine. You have a leather kink, you got a kink for bondage or S&M or whatever. Just you know, that's fine, but I don't need to know about it, you know? Unless if I'm like with you and we're doing shit, in which case let me know before you start bringing up the sandblaster or whatever. Like I need to know this shit. Um I don't know. I don't get how you can make your kink your life. That I don't know. I think I agree with you. I'm so much more than just someone who fucks or like has things that they like. I don't get that. Maybe it's because I've got vanilla taste. I don't know. This is getting a little bit too far into my sexuality, but my point is, what the hell? And I just realized that this candle looks a lot like a dick. Um, what tablet are you using? The Intuos 5, if I remember correctly. Would you draw a derpy skull sometime soon? Sure. I'll draw one in just a second. I need to make this look less like a dick. Yeah, people like to think, oh, well, you're using a reference, so you're cheating. Fuck off. Like, that's such a childish thing. Back when I used to do stuff on DeviantArt, which I regret. No, I don't. Fuck that. I enjoy every part of who I used to be. I just don't talk about it anymore. You know, you learn stuff over time. And there used to be these wars between people who do traditional art versus like digital art, and digital artists weren't real artists because they could control Z. It's like, you know what? Or control Z. They do make phallic shaped candles. It's because it's got like a head, I think, is why it's got like this weird phallic shape. I don't think I've ever done art for Vinny or any of the streamers actually. Now that I mention it, or now that you mention it, um, so like you can, I don't know, just like use references and fuck anyone who says that it's cheating. There's no such thing as cheating in art. Like, there's so much shit that's accepted as art nowadays that, like, you could pretty much get away with anything. Just don't claim shit that's not yours as yours, you know? Just do whatever allows you to do art. I need to get, like, more melty on this side. There needs to be more shit going down. Like, there needs to be just, like, a random piece of, wax right here. Because candles, they kind of pool like this, you know? They don't have, like, sharp ends to their terminating points. Like, they round off because it's, like, it's a thick substance. A thick substance coming from our phallic-shaped opposite. All right. All right, that's pretty good. That looks good so far. I like that. That's not a bad idea. ADSF or ASDF. I'll bring that up next meeting. Modern art, I don't know. People like to throw around that term without knowing what it fucking means, and it's sad because that means that like all abstract art is in that. Also, the memory load for this is really high. So I might split this between a few things. Hello to everyone but Rev because the stream isn't loading. Well, hello to everyone but you as well. It's not defying gravity, it's tied to a thing. Alright, so let's get another skull out because we don't want to reference this one again. I feel like his singing kind of went downhill at this part of the album. It's like, the fuck even, dude. So one thing that I learned from my life art teacher is that basically you can learn how to like arrange your bodies however you want. You know, some people will do the entire thing. Do I draw pics for people if they pay? Yeah, if you commission me. But I can't do it through bits because that's against the rules on Twitch for whatever fucking reason. Whatever fucking works for you as far as setting up how a body works, as long as it ends up being correct, you know? That's all that really matters. The candle is unbalanced. It's a little bit sliding off. That's okay. Because the flame is still going up and down, regardless of the fact that it's not quite right up again down. So I think it's okay. You know, so for me when I'm drawing, like I like to have like shoulder points, elbows, and then I connect up the points, and then I have another point here for the hands, and the hand usually ends up being like a thing like that. Of course, on this one, it wouldn't be because he's gripping a thing. I should stop pretending that I'm an art teacher. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Would you draw commissions on stream? Yeah. I mean, I did it the other day, but I didn't post it on YouTube because I was kind of like out of it and rambling about weird shit. And I was like, this is not very good. But yeah, I need to add it to the contract that you have to sign to commission me that I can stream it. Oh yeah, fucking what is today on Humble Bundle? What is it? Is available XCOM UFO Unknown is free if you download it in the next 48 hours. So by the time you hear this on After Hours, that'll be gone. XCOM UFO Defense. Thank you, Luigi Guy. It's free on Humble Bundle. So go and get that for free. I don't know about Dungeon Keeper. I don't think I've ever actually played through Dungeon Keeper. But yeah, if you want to commission me, the commission link will pop up in chat here in a minute. And I need to finish the two I'm on. ADX's is done. I just need to bring it over to this and clean up some of the lines that I did on because I did it traditionally, which was nice because then I could like sit next to Tilda while we were watching like whatever and work on it, as opposed to ones that I have to do digitally where I have to like be at my computer and away from her. And like I said, she's been working crazy hours recently, so I've been kind of more tempting to be around her whenever available, because I like her and stuff. That's why we're dating. How's the time looking? All right, I do need to stop here in a second. We're probably going to have to start this album halfway through next time, and I'm sorry about that for people on After Hours, but I'm open to traditional commissions, but I'll have to send it digitally because the cost to do a P.O. box plus the amount of money that it costs you to have, like, paintings are expensive. It could easily cost me over $100 just to get the supplies, not to mention shipping and handling and all that. It's just cheaper if I do decide to do something traditionally, I'll send it digitally, because that's not a price that I can pay, and more or less here, let me draw a derpy skull for you real quick, man. So, same strategy as last time. Not going to look at the screen, just going to cover my eyes. So, the skull looks like this. All right, so center of my mouse, lower the size of the thing. All right, closing my eyes. We draw like that. And then this goes about here. And then his nose is like here. And the mouth is like that, and then it goes around like that. Yeah, there you go. Good. That's what I can draw without looking. Oh, God. I don't know. So, and I'd be willing to do like a commission stream where it's just like rapid firing commissions. I was thinking about that the other day. But again, bits, I can't take them for commissions. So it's like, that kind of fucks me over a little bit, but I don't know. It's fine. I don't know why they decided that's a thing. I think it's like, it's just got to be a donation. It can't be a transference of goods or services, because then you can get into some really sketchy territory on Twitch, and I think they're just trying to avoid that, is really what they're doing. What's the music I use for my intro? There should be a link on every single After Hours video to the actual download for it. It's called Long Man by James Womack. This is such a good song, I can't stop the stream here. I think this or Seek and Destroy was one of my jams back in the day. It wasn't my first experience with Metallica. My first experience with metal was Metallica, and it was a song called I Disappear. I haven't looked a whole lot into Bictario. I've heard of it. I have friends who are artists who use it, but I don't really know what it is. I know it's like a website to stream you doing art on, but I guess I could do donations through that. I don't know. I'll figure out something. And I don't want to like take donations and then they're like, draw something really fucked up. Draw like someone fucking a body that's dead and it's screaming. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not down with that. Well, I already gave you money. Yeah, it's not a good song, but I was just like, first time I heard it, it blew my fucking mind. Because before that, all I had really listened to is whatever my parents put on, which was like, you know, the Eagles or like the Beatles. What does my mom like to listen to? Who's the woman who does the commercials for the SPCA? Don't try and message me through Twitch because I will not see it. Message me on Tumblr, and there's someone already in line. After I get done with this, after I get done with the commissions that I've got to do someone else. But just like going from like Sean Colvin, is it, to like Metallica? I was just like, wow, holy shit. Or Sarah McLachlan. And the Coors, that was another one she loved, right around that same time. And I was just, the idea that there was this type of music that was like this, I was just like, holy fuck, dude. I don't know. It was a huge moment in my life. So, regardless of the fact that I don't really like Metallica too much anymore, that song specifically means a lot to me, just because it introduced me to a lot of things that make me who I am today, you know? You get into stuff like King Diamond, who I love and I adore his music, and he's a cool guy. Like, he's got Nazi paraphernalia, but it's because it's like stuff that he got from his dad, because his dad would go around killing Nazis and bring the stuff home. Like, which is kind of fucked up that he had trophies. But, you know, if you're going to be killing anyone and bringing trophies home, Nazi boots, all right. If you're gonna be doing anything, if you're gonna be killing anyone, that's a good one. Now, of course, that may just be a line or a story. Who knows? But I have the tendency to believe him, even if it's a total lie. There's something going weird with this skull, and I think it's this line right here. It's too dark in comparison to everything else that's going on, and I need to kind of clean it up. Yeah, all the layers are different cards, and that's causing it to be a little bit laggy. Or at least is causing it to have like a huge memory load, and it's like, maybe we should have multiple files for this rather than trying to do it all in one file. Maybe I should like do all of the wands and then switch to another one, do all the cups, and so on and so forth. You just finished the start screen for the game. Cool. I mean, I can use like maybe a couple of files, like one for each suit, rather than like all of the suits into one file. I don't know. If anything can be said about this year, it's going to be a good year for music, or the music I kind of like to listen to, you know, metal, and you know, I've been getting into some punk recently. It's not really my jam, but it's going to be a good year for that. I'll give you that. Hopefully. I'm looking for something to be optimistic about. I don't know. It's so weird for me to do art, be it music or just like drawings that take a more serious tone. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of who I am as a person. I don't like getting all serious with my art. When I do stuff off stream, it gets a little bit more real. But, you know, that's also who I am as a person. Like, I like doing a little bit of. I like being a little bit of a shit. You know? I like having these little jokes and stuff. So, it's hard for me ever draw something from a dream. A couple of times. My dreams are usually pretty normal, excluding like one or two things that are weird. Like, I had a dream the other day that like the new hot popular like hairstyle was a reverse pompadour. So like the bit that pops out of the front of your head was coming out like at the crown of your skull instead. And it looked really dumb, but everyone else thought it was the coolest shit ever, and I was like, am I just getting old or is fashion shit? Let's not give him a neck like the guy from Cannibal Corpse. Isn't that a ducktail? No. Someone, does anyone have a link to that? Here, hold on. It was like this. Okay, so a normal pompadour, you've got your face like here, and you've got the back of your head. It's like the worst drawing of a head ever. And then your ear is here, okay? And then you got a nose. Maybe an eye or two. Okay, let's just ignore my impressionistic understanding of what a face looks like for a second. So with a pompadour, normally it's like, right? But in my dream, it was like that. It was the fucking dumbest shit in the world. And I don't know what caused me to think about it. I think it was because I was talking about like the combination mohawk pompadour. Thank you, Natalie. That's probably the one I'm talking about, isn't it? Yeah, so Daniel from Schrodinger's dog made this image based on what I tweeted. And that's exactly what it fucking looked like, and it's fucking weird. So yeah, that was a thing. Anyway. And then there was the reverse pompadour with horns that happened because I was talking about the horns and stuff. I mean, I've never been really up to date with like current fashion or whatever. Like I have a battle suit. I don't have a battle jacket. So with metalheads you have this thing and it's called a battle jacket. It's made out of jean or leather. And it's a vest or whatever that's got all the patches of all the different bands that you like. Mine is like a suit coat with like spikes and stuff. And patches for like Merciful Fate and all that. What about like the devil horns that I was talking about as a haircut, but instead it's pompadours, like one going out either side of your head, like you're some sort of weird rabbit. Yeah, how about that? Anyway, do I battle in it? No, it's just called that. Oh, there was a guy wearing. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys about this. So I went to There's this local. I think it's local anyway. There's this really good burger place anyway in Austin called Phil's. And if you're ever in Austin, I'd recommend going to Phil's. I'm gonna turn this down a bit because it's a little bit loud still. Anyway, Phil's is good. They make burgers. Anyway, Tilda was feeling burgers last night, so I went and got burgers from Phil's and got us a shake because it's like attached to this really good ice cream place. Anyway, so there's this guy from BACA, and I'm like, I fucking love that group. If you're not aware of BACA, it's Bikers Against Child Abuse. And I really want to. There was a band I was in for a while, and we were gonna do a benefit concert for them. Basically, it's like the scariest motherfucking bikers in the world, except for they protect children. So it's like in cases of sexual abuse or any sort of like physical abuse towards children or towards the parents. These bikers, you can basically tell them about your situation and they'll show up, and they'll beat the fuck out of anyone that comes near your kids. That's cool as fuck. And anyway, there was one of these guys. He had his jacket on and fingerless gloves, bald, sheriff mustache, the whole thing. Looks scary as fuck, right? And he was playing with the kids on the playscape at the burger place. And it was goddamn adorable, because he was like, if this guy came up to you in a bar and tapped you on the shoulder, he would beat the shit out of you. Just saying. Like, this was a big dude, probably about 300 pounds. I didn't make this. No. I did the drawing, but are they all over the country? I know they're at least in Austin, but it's a cool group. But we were going to try and do a benefit concert for them because they do it for free as far as I'm aware. Because there's a certain amount that the police can't do. Like, the police can't always be there guarding you. And sometimes there's not, like, any probable cause, or they don't have the ability to set up a restraining order yet. They kind of fill in the gap where the police fail. And I think it's cool. I think it's a really cool organization, which is why we want to support them. Check your state and see if they're a thing there. They're in Arkansas as well? Cool. There's a few Amy's in town. There's one down south near Kirby. There's one on Burnett. There's one. I think there's another one. I'm trying to think about it. They're not vigilantes because they're not doing anything illegal. They're just being scary, big, burly men when you're trying to beat up or abuse children, which is what big, burly men should be there for, I'm sure there are other groups like that around America, and, I haven't looked into them to see if, like, they have any sketchy parts to their organization, but they seem cool. Also, I can't draw this guy for any fucking reason. It's the intimidation factor. And you know what? The cops aren't there anyway, so who's to say that you got beat up by a biker? Who's going to say it? I don't know. That's an organization that I'd like to support, I need to get a reference picture because I can't. Robe, cultist, hands in the air, like they just don't care. Let's see what comes up. Okay. Well, we don't really have that image available to us. Like, and I don't know if I really want to show, like, that much of his forearm. Maybe not have his arms straight up in the air, but we don't really have a whole lot of real estate to be putting stuff out. Might have his, this is from, like, Warhammer or something, and it's really tiny. But maybe do this instead? It's 5:10. I've got a little bit of time. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't have Google image search up while I'm scrolling through it on stream. But and then we've got some stuff that might, I don't know if they're cultists or if they're white supremacists. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. And then we got some fetish stuff as well. Okay, well, it's good that I pulled this off to the side so you couldn't see it. But robed cultist hands in the air apparently gets you some weird shit. And we've got some here. That looks cool, but like I need him to have a staff. That's kind of part of this. Trying to find a reference image that'll work for me here. Sorry. A lot of it is... Oh, there we go. That's pretty good. This is from something. What is this from? Dungeons and the Great Cthulhu. So it's probably a Cthulhu expansion for D&D that someone did art for. I could do that. Yeah. Sometimes I turn off safe search. Look, I'm an artist, okay? I need to have some weird shit every now and then for commissions or, you know, just for my own needs. Like maybe I need like a half-naked old man so that way I can draw Cthulhu off in the distance, you know? I need to see what the muscle structure of an old emaciated man look like. Google image search is great for that, but sometimes you got to turn off Google safe search. Maybe this is exactly something that's happened to me very recently, and that's why I'm bringing up it as a very specific example. Sometimes I need to look at phallic candles. That's a thing. Straight up phallic candles. They're used for, sometimes used for Wiccan worship. I shouldn't say always used for it, but you can get them. Literally shaped like dicks. I don't know as if Satanists use them much, but pagan stuff, you know? Yeah, I mean, I don't look at naked pictures of children because I'm not a fucking creep ass. But that's never something I don't draw children in the first place, so it's not really something I have to worry about. I don't know why that's brought up. Yeah, that's outlaw Torn. You are correct. And I'm going to skip drawing his hands because I don't have the time for that right now. But yeah, this is going a lot better now that I've got a little bit of a reference. He's showing a little bit more arm than I'd like. Have some decency, man. Showing too much. They can see your wrist, you slut. Sorry. Slutty cultist. It's actually probably someone's fetish, isn't it? I know I'm not going to be able to draw the hands today. Not with the amount of time I've got. Excuse me. Yeah, best on S&M, I don't know. The memory remains or fuel. Dude, don't worry about it. And thank you for the 25 bits all the same. Less than Skunk's estimated. You know, take care of yourself. Like, I don't like it when people are like, oh, you gotta give me money or else I'm gonna be in a bad spot. Like, look, part of streaming is figuring out what you're gonna do with yourself, you know? Like, this thing could go tits up any day. So I don't depend on, like, this totally, you know? S&M stands for Symphony of Metallica. If you could ask one question to any person, living or dead, what would that question be? I don't know. That's hard. If they're living, I would just ask them. I've got enough of a presence on Twitter at this point that I could just send them a message on Twitter and they'd get a notification. I think it's like 100 people, and then you treat it as a special person on Twitter. So I could just ask them. So it'd probably be someone who's dead. Uh, you can never trust that Twitter, Twitch or YouTube will be together a week from now. You know, YouTube does regular really dumb moves, and I've looked at VidMe, and VidMe is cool and all, but I've gotta post some videos on there before I can get verified. But I'd like to make it so that way all of the videos that I can't post on YouTube, like Baby Hazel, I can post on VidMe at least, so that way people can still see it. I don't think you make as much money on VidMe, but they seem like they care more about like the content creators and make sure that they don't get into legal tiffs with people who have illegitimate claims. Is your dad Salvador? Nah. I guess he did like drawing a lot of skulls, didn't he? I don't know. I'd have to think about the living or dead question. It'd be easier if we were just limiting it down to dead people. You know, the more and more that you limit it down, the easier it is to answer questions. So it's like you can only ask a dead person about their sexual preferences or whatever. I don't know. Pick one person you would ask about that, and it'd be like, all right, yeah, let's ask. I don't know, whatever. I can't post most Baby Hazel stuff because Axis doesn't like me making fun of Baby Hazel. They post illegitimate copyright claims on my videos that involve her, so that way they get taken down. So rather than deal with that, I'm gonna post it on our website that actually cares. So I'm gonna work on that, but I do need to have a VidMe set up, and I just haven't done it yet. I can't even lie and say that I haven't had time. I've had the time, I just haven't done it yet. I need to fix up their feet. The feet is like this area is wrong on both. But this is coming along. Shakespeare might be into some weird shit. We could ask him what he was into, you know? He wrote some really weird poems that were supposed to be love letters. And I think he had a black girlfriend at one point, and he said some really weird shit referencing her skin color. I don't know if they're like dating or if he was just like into her or what, but you know, Shakespeare was not as good of a poet as I think we think he is, because I'm not a poet, but I wouldn't really compare a woman's skin to shit. Just saying. Which is something that he did. Yeah, I think if we black this all in, let me just do it real quick, and then I can lower the opacity. I should probably going. All right. Tilda just liked something I said on Twitter, which means that she's probably getting close to being done. So let's finish up here. Let's let this song end, and then we'll call it there. Oh, there is a paint bucket tool, but I kind of want to like not go everywhere, because then I'd have to erase more, which kind of defeats the point. All right. I kind of want to see how this flame can look. Like, can we get this that way it looks good? kind of maybe do a little bit of an impressionist thing with it rather than be ultra true to life with it. All right, let's bring this up. How does that look? That's all right. We are at 144.37. I may or may not remember that. But I think we're on the right track here. Let me save again. It's been a bit. Unplug my stuff. Put up the thing. Please don't go sliding all over the place. Thank you. All right, and that's not a bad start. I think it's better when we don't have that on, but we can work that out. And then we need to have one person like getting ready to join a coven. You know, I don't even have to save it for later. Here it is. Future me, 144.37. Okay, cool. Thanks. Anyway, closing out of that. You just got here. I'm very sorry to hear that. Let me bring up the BRB. Close out of that. And check what the fuck this is. Nah, thanks though. Channel manager dude is asking if I want to have anything to do with the next Digimon game, but it's only on PS4. So, anyway, I'm gonna go and bail. Let me see if there's anything new on the Boru. If there is, I'm pretty sure there's one new art from C that we haven't looked at, and then we'll call it there. If you want to commission me, just go to my Twitch chat. If you're already here, it's just !commission. If you're on After Hours, I'm not going to tell you the link, just in case if I ever decide to take that down, and I don't have to worry about the future people trying to commission me, and then I'm not down. Don't pay until I've actually accepted your commission, and I'll send you a invoice on it. Yes, there's one new art by C. Let me show you it. It's of Raft, which is it's a pretty game. Where is the art? There it is. All right. I don't know why that didn't work for you, Natalie. That's really bizarre, because you did it right. Let me actually capture it perfectly, because there's only one art today to look at. It's a nice attempt at the word commission. Try again. Almost got it. Select region. Can I get it? There we go. Okay, cool. There you go. There's the link to the Tumblr page where I have it all up. It's easier to post it on Tumblr. Anyway, here's one by C. Donovan, at C. Donovan. He comes by chat every now and then. It's of me on the raft that I built for Raft. Stream is over, yes. I'm sorry. I've got to end it because I got to get on the road. But it's pretty. Raft is a cool game, man. And I'm surprised it was able to inspire art as good as this. Because it's a really simple game. A lot of people like it. And I think the reason that people like it, I'm trying to figure it out. You know, I like to figure out why people like things, so that way I can try and figure out other things. But I think it's the same reason that people like Shopkeep, you know? It's just me rambling while doing some little busy work, which I think is nice. I'll stop the recording for Audacity there, because I should be fine. But, you know, same thing with, what's the other game? Planet Coaster. So I gotta find more games that are like that, because they're popular for that reason. So the aesthetics are good. C is good at what they do. I don't know if you're doing commissions or not. C, you're in chat, right? Are you doing commissions as well? Right now? I'm saving up the separate audio that I have running. Apparently with Studio, you can have separate lines for audio going on when you're recording it. So you could have one where it's like the stream audio, then you have one that's just the speaker audio, and then one that's just the mic audio. And yeah, it makes the file huge, but like I could do this without having Audacity in the background. That would be fucking cool. but I can't get it to work without it fucking up the audio horribly. Either the audio is fucked or it doesn't run. It's one of the two. So I need to figure out that program. But anyway. I guess that's where we're gonna end it today. And that was like the grossest sound I could have made with my mouth. So, you know, that's great. Anyway, I think I'm gonna bail now. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see you next time. Whenever that happens to be. I'm gonna run an ad, as per usual. We'll just end on this note. Thank you guys for coming. Have a good day. Goodbye.